Hello, great people. President Bola Tinubu has finally reshuffled his cabinet. You will remember that the president said he's going to UK to go and relax and think about his renewed hope. Then he can have chance to screen out those people. At the end of the day, the president has sacked 5 ministers and has reshuffled his cabinet. Now, I will tell you why that sack and that reshuffling to me is 0/100. That's what I want to analyze for you on this episode of Politics with Dr. Omosholadeji. Why it is 0/100? Why did I score it 0/100? Let's just look at the mantra of the president, renewed hope, right? So that means that anything that your government wants to do must be something that will bring that hope for the people, right? Now that you have changed the cabinet, but the key sectors that are important to Nigerians in such a way that that renewed hope or that lost hope, because now I feel like say the hope don't lost hope. The hope no just there, no hope anywhere. You understand? If that hope, if Nigerians are to feel that renewed hope, or if their hope is to feel renewed, the people that can make that happen were not touched. And that's why I said this is 0/100. I'll give you an example. The Minister of Finance, Wale Edun, look at the fall of the Naira from 500 and something to 170. It's also the coordinating minister for the economy. 2 in 1. Naira against the dollar, it no get value. The economy is in shambles. Yet you have left the guy, you have retained the guy as your minister. Tell me, is that not 0/100? Because if you have changed somebody like Wale Edu now, you would have thought, okay, there can be some kind of like change in the economy because new guy with fresh brain, fresh ideas have been injected into the system. So now, renewed hope, economy is part of the renewed hope because the economy is in shambles. People can't afford to feed anymore. And the person that is to coordinate that have been coordinating it, people say, now, don't coordinate and so tell our life be like this. You still live and there to be coordinating what? To be coordinating nonsense. You know? So you said that, oh, you want to float the Naira, that Naira should find its value. Okay? But then you did it side by side with the removal of fuel subsidy. That one can't make hardship. They kill Nigerians. So somebody that gave you that kind of advice, maybe if Nigerians have been protesting enough, maybe you would have had a change of mind. But Nigeria self, they're not protest, they look like Lucozade. You understand? Because this man has been in charge of the economy and everything that has been coming out of it has largely been negative. When I mean negative, I'm not talking about the figure that they will release. No, I'm talking about the real life impact, something you can see empirically by yourself that, okay, this is it. How does the economy impact your life? That is not done. And you have left such a guy. So for me, economy, renewed hope, they are together, and nothing has been done to see that we can see a change in the economy. That is 0/100. Another one is security. Security. The Minister of State, Matawale, has been accused by his own state governor, who happened to be the chief security officer of his state. The guy accused and say he dey sponsor bandit. For you to, for Nigeria to have any iota of renewed hope, they have to be secured. Right? Food is expensive now. Farmers couldn't go to farm. Bandits are a problem. So some of those food where they buy for Lagos and for your state, onions, all these things where they expensive now because say some of these guys that are planting it are paying bandits before they can harvest their crops, before they can go to farm. And of course, the money where they pay them, they go add down for the price of the onions now. They're not be Father Christmas. So the Minister of State that has been accused repeatedly that, oh, he's one of the sponsors of bandit, whether rightly or wrongly, you still leave him there in that position. So even if you have any strong ties with Matawale, must you leave him in that position? Can't you move him to another ministry that has nothing to do with security? If you move him there, then it would have made sense. I would have felt that, oh, maybe renewed hope is truly coming after a long while. But you left the guy as the Minister of State for Defense. The guy is still there. So why can't you move him to another ministry? In other words, the people that have lost confidence in him, or maybe there's a security report about him. Those people that have lost confidence in him cannot do anything. He's still there as the minister. And the minister of state that is supposed to provide security, that is supposed to defend the country, is being accused of being complicit in the lack of defense in the country. He's being accused of complicit in insecurity in the country by his own state governor. Yet, you leave him there. You can imagine. You understand? He has left the guy in his position. So for me, that cabinet reshuffle is 0/100. Another one is corruption. Atiku Bagudu, the minister of budget, before Bola Tinubu came on board, there were words in the media that Atiku Bagudu was one of the people that was laundering money for Abacha. You understand? Rightly or wrongly, that was allegedly laundering money for Abacha. So even if you have appointed him by mistake as Minister of State for Defense, they say somebody they launder money, you now go put him in charge of Nigerian budget. No be juju be that. So even if you have appointed him based on mistake, now that you are doing cabinet reshuffle, it is a good time for you to jejely move him away from that ministry, put him to another ministry if you still want him to be in the cabinet. If you still want him to be in the cabinet, why would you just, leave him in charge of Nigeria's finances? And this is a man that has been accused of corruption. So you can see that, you begin to wonder that what influenced Bola Ahmed Tinubu's decision. I wish that some Nigerians can meet him to explain what influenced his decision. Another thing is, for instance, yes, on Wiki, the political godfather, wey Fubara, they knock Akpako for head. Yes, on Wiki has made so much noise. He has even made himself popular in the media than the president himself. But the president has left him there as Minister of FCT. At least you would think that, based on all the clamor and everything, all the crisis in River State, that, River State is an oil-producing state. I cannot toy with River State. This guy has been making a lot of problem in that state. Make a ease and come out. But then, the president will not remove Wike, understandably, for political reason. The president cannot move Wike away from that ministry of FCT, as minister of FCT, because Nyesom Wike is a political tool in the hands of president. And the president do not want him to have that national spread. He doesn't want him to, it is only as minister of FCT in the Federal Executive Council that your jurisdiction is only Abuja. Every other minister, their jurisdiction is the whole of Nigeria. So that means they are powerful than Wike, because how much, what is the quota of Abuja within the larger context of Nigeria? But then, one would have thought that maybe the president would have done something as regards Wike, but the president don't do anything. But I can imagine if the kind of joy that will erupt in River State and across the country and even the political circle, if they hear say yes on Wike has been sacked. But trust me, the president will not sack somebody like yes on Wike. There are some people in the cabinet that moving them away or sacking them would have helped the renewed hope of the president. I've given you instances of security, which is very important, economy, finance. These people were not touched, were left in their position. So at the end of the day, leaving them in that position, how does it bring renewed hope? So for me, it is 0/100, because these people that are taking decisions, that are advising the president on the way we say now their advice, they make your life very difficult. They are still there. So don't think that, it is now Eldorado that, the president don't change cabinet, things go boku, price of rice go come down, price of dollar go come down. My brother, my sister, no deceive yourself. It is now a case of NYSC. Now your struggle continues. And with all the clamor where they make about this ministerial something, I thought that maybe by the time the president will release the cabinet, we will release the new list that, we are going to see, like, out of over 40 ministers, like maybe 15 will be sacked. But only 5. To not make it worse, why I score it 0/100 is that now we have been clamoring for women participation in politics. Out of those 5, they were sacked. 3 are females. 3 of them be female. Imagine that you sack 3 female. Female are inadequately represented. Now those female you still sacked. Male are more than represented, and the performance, is not quite too different from each other. But you sack 3 females. One of them is Barrister Uju-Kennedy Ohaneye, Minister of Women Affairs. The second one, Lola Adejohn, Minister of Tourism. The president sacked her. The third one, Jamila Bao Ibrahim, Minister of Youth Development. Only 2 males were sacked. That is Professor Tahir Mamman, Minister of Education, and Abdullahi Mohammed Gwazo, Minister of State, Housing and Development. So the real people where the president suppose sack, wey be say they fit bring change, they were not sacked. The president sacked people from give or take what I can call I won't call them irrelevant ministries, but I'll call them less relevant ministries. That's what I can call them, because the one we be saying now really ogbonge is the Ministry of Education. You understand? So for me, the president doing this at this point in time, I think it doesn't bring any kind of renewed hope. And to now make it worse, the president sacked 5, appointed 7. You dey talk say make Nigeria endure, say no money, you feel their pain. You sack 5, you appoint 7. Alaye, where did they do that kind of thing? You understand? So that means at the end of the day, the number of the minister may increase than before. That is not reshuffling. That's not the kind of reshuffling that Nigeria needs at this point in time. Nigeria needs a reshuffling that can bring effectiveness and that can bring productivity and prosperity to the people, and that can save cost anyway. Because now the president also they talk say Nigeria no get money. You understand? Although the president has merged some ministries, and he has created a ministry of, I think, regional development or something, which I don't think is necessary anyway, to the best of my knowledge. But the president has at least do some ministry reshufflement, which is okay. But appointing more ministers, sack 5, appoint 7, we don't need that at this point in time. Understand? I think he would have sacked so much, maybe like 15, and bring in new blood. So if you look at the ratio of 5 over 5 out of 40 something is irrelevant. It is insignificant, and that's why I've rated the president 0 over 100, because the key ministries that can influence change were not tampered with. It's been an interesting time with you on this episode of Politics with Dr. Omocholadeji. Do you want to subscribe? Turn on your notification button till I see you again. I love you all sincerely.